What is up, everybody? Today we are doing our hero ranking of Adam Warlock. Let's just get into it. We did 4 different scenarios because we made one deck for him. It was a Wolverine Voltron deck, which I think I focused more on his aspect part of the cards rather than his actual cards himself, which I probably should have since this is going to rank his cards. You know what? Whatever. Let's get into it. So first, really itchy from a sunburn that I last weekend. Anyway, for his hero, put it as a number 3. Let's take a look at it. It's a 1/1/2, hand size 5, hit points 11. Battle Mage, action, discard 1 card from hand, limit once per phase. If that card is an aggression, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Justice, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Protection, heal 1 damage from an ally. Leadership, give a hero +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense this round. So I made it as a 3 because I am not a fan of the 1/1/2, but his action is really good, especially depending on how you're building his deck and what you need to do on the field. So I guess technically with a deal 2 damage, deal 2 threat, technically would, I guess, bump these up maybe. But it's also good if you use him to defend. You can use these to still do stuff, which is still pretty good. But you pretty much have to pay 1 to be able to bump him up just a little bit, which I don't really like, but it is what it is. But it's still decent because he has a variety of things you can do. So that's why he's still a 3, but a 4 because I just think it's lacking in the basic power department. Moving on to Alter Ego, I put as a 2. Recovery 3. Avatar of Life. During deck building, your deck must include an equal number of cards from all 4 aspects. You cannot include more than 1 copy of any non-Adam Warlock card. Action, discard card from your hand. Remove a status card from Adam Warlock. 3 recovery. I feel like this should be more. Or like Adam Warlock is supposed to be pretty powerful, right? I feel like, I don't know. In action, I didn't use this at all because I didn't have any status cards, but it is a pretty decent ability to get rid of those status cards. And then you're using all 4 aspects, so that kind of almost limits you to what you want to do. You really have to work around something. I worked around Wolverine and bumping him up using leadership cards and aggression cards, and then using defense cards to heal Wolverine when I could, or use it to defend with Adam Warlock, or Justice cards to take care of Thwart. That's how I built the deck around. But I think it's a 2. I think his Alter Ego is kind of lacking in most of the department. Moving on to Pip the Troll. Pip the Troll I ranked as a 1. He's a 2/1/1/2. He has got toughness. While Pip the Troll is in your hand, he gains interrupt. When a player is attacked, spend energy, mental resources. Put Pip the Troll into play under that player's control. That's interesting. So it's still a 1 for solo play, but I think it would be bumped up a little bit after really reading that. But it's a 1 because I don't think I used it at all. No, I don't think I did. I use it more, I think, for the resource than anything. But he's got toughness, which is good, and you can put him out during the villain phase when he's attacking you if you can't defend anymore. So easily enough, just throw him out there so he can take the punch. He's got toughness, so he wouldn't be out of the field right away, battleground, whatever you want to call it. He wouldn't be off the table right away. Toughness would come off, he'd still be there. It does cost 2, so I mean you are costing 2, but it's specific. Now, he's a 1. If I was a multiplayer player, I'd probably bump this up because when a player is attacked, spend that resources, put Pip into play under that player's control. So you don't even have to put it in your control. You can put it in someone else's control, which I thought was pretty interesting just now when I read it. But yeah, he's a 1, sadly enough. Moving on to Soul World. Soul World I put as a 3. So 1 cost support, response after your deck runs out of cards, place 1 soul counter here. Alter ego action, exhaust soul world, and remove 1 soul counter from it. Deal all damage from your identity. This one I think is a hit or miss for people. For 3, I think it's great, especially because I think the way his deck is supposed to be made, you're supposed to go through your deck a lot in order to get the cards or play the cards that you really want. So I think being able to do this and healing all the way up, you can stay in hero form for a long time, as long as you're not being beat to a pulp, and then occasionally heal all the way with this. Like, you do have to be an alter ego action, but I think it's worth it if you got 1 health and you want to heal back up to 11 or 14 if you have endurance. But yeah, I think it's a 3. I think it's a 3. That's my personal opinion. Moving on to Karmic Staff, which I put as a 2. 2 cost upgrade. Resource, exhaust Karmic Staff, generate a wild resource. I put it as a 2 because it's just your generic put it on the field resource generator. Nothing too fancy about that. But now I don't know if this is in the rules or not correctly. But resource, exhaust Karmic Staff. You do not have to be in hero form or alter ego form. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you can play this during the villain phase. I think I did that once, but I don't remember. I don't remember if you can or not. I don't know. But anyways, I marked it as a 2. Just generic. Warlock's Cape, actually marked as a 3, and I'll tell you why. So it's a 2 cost upgrade here. Response after you resolve Adam Warlock's Battle Mage ability, exhaust Warlock's Cape, ready Adam Warlock. So this pairs off great with just, I mean, his ability. You'll discard a card to bump up whatever. You ready him, so you could defend with Adam Warlock, have this out, use his Battle Mage, ready him back up. You could attack to do whatever you need to do, and then you'll also get the ability. So this, I think this is a really good card for him, because it really works off his Battle Mage ability and being able to use him twice. And if you buff him up a little, you know, he's good for whatever. So I actually really like this card. It's a card that I would definitely put on the table if it can. Moving on to Cosmic Ward. Cosmic Ward. I put that as a 1. This one. Put as a 1. Let's read it. 1 cost upgrade. Force interrupt. When you reveal a treachery card, cancel its 1 revealed effects and discard it. Then discard Cosmic Ward. Okay, I did not play this very often. Like, I'm used to just taking the treachery cards. I never think about, like, I don't want to deal with that, you know. But some people might, or some villains that you face might, where this is really good. But while I was playing it, I hardly used it. I think I put it down once and then I forgot about it and then used it. I think my last game I used it like last minute because I remembered it right after the villain phase. So I mean, it's a decent card, but I didn't use it enough to really bump it up higher than a 1. So that's what it is. Please let me know what you think. Mystic Senses. That is a Mystic Sense. I put as not a 3. Put as a 4 if I can. Can I get up there? And we put it up there. And I get it up there. But as a 4, 2 cost upgrade, there's 2 of them. After you resolve Adam Warlock's Battle Mage ability, draw 1 card. Now this is the upside of his ability, where you're paying for 1 in order to use one of his abilities. And you have both of these out, you're drawing 2 cards, so you're basically gaining a card while losing a card. So this matched with the Cape, I think is really good. Get 2 cards, Battle Mage, ready him up. I think that's great. I think that's a great combo. Having these 3 cards out there at the same time. So that's why I bumped it as a 4, because it gets you extra cards. Moving on to what's next? Karmic Blast. Karmic Blast is a. What is it? 3? Oh, we gotta advertise that. Can I? Anywho. 2 cost event, attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy and discard up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Deal 1 additional damage to that enemy for each different aspect. Discard this way: aggression, justice, leadership, and protection. Discard up to 4 cards, so you don't have to discard any cards. Do you have to discard 1 card at least? I don't know. But regardless. So you can deal up to 8 damage if you're lucky. Most of the time, you'll get 2. If you're really unlucky, you'll get 1. I've had it where I've gotten 0. A real hit or miss. 2 for 8 damage is pretty good. 2 for 4 is still pretty good. But yeah, this is where all your aspect cards come into play. If you don't play with any basics, you probably have a decent shot at getting this. Yeah, that's all I have to say with that. I think it's a 3 because I use it a lot. Same with next, Cosmic Awareness. Yes, Cosmic Awareness is also a 3. 2-cost event. Remove 3 threat from a scheme and discard up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. 1 for each additional threat from that scheme. For each different aspect, discard this way. This is the same as Karmic Blast. I only used it after, if I knew I had it and I was flipping to Alter Ego. And then on my next turn I could use it to get rid of all that stuff. Again, for getting all 4, just really lucky, you'll average 2. Which is still fine. That's still 5 threat removal without actually thwarting. That's still pretty good. And with pairing it with his cape and thwarting for 2 with his power, that's what, 7 thwart? That's not horrible on a turn. Yeah, that's why it's a 3. Moving on to his last card, Quantum Magic. Quantum Magic I put as a 3. When I first looked at this card, when I first played him before this, I thought this was useless. Choose a card in your discard pile, add that card to your hand. Now, the way I built the card over Wolverine, whenever I was forced to discard in any way, or if I used this and discarded Wolverine by mistake, I could use this to get him back into my hand, which I thought was really good. So however you build Adam Warlock around whatever card you use, whether it's one of his cards or an aspect card, you can use this card to get it back in your hand. Like Karmic Blast, you could get back a bunch. You could play it, get it back, possibly play it again, maybe. For just 8 damage right there, plus whatever that is. So this is a pretty decent card, I think. Marked as a 3, yeah. Well, that's all of Adam Warlock's cards. So the way my system works, his overall ranking is a 6 out of 10. Lower than I was expecting it to be. But, like I said, I built his deck around the aspects rather than his cards. So I don't really focus too much on the cards. But still, 6 out of 10, that's on the lower side of my rankings. But it was quite fun building around Wolverine to get him into a Voltron. I got him to 7 health and 7 attack, which is pretty good. And I was healing him with Battle Mage. It was decent. Please let me know what you think of Adam Warlock's Hero Pack cards. What one was your favorite? What is your least favorite? Where you would rank him, or where you would rank each card, and what you would rank him out of 10. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Have a good one. Deuces.